The arrest and removal process of Nicolas Maduro and his wife from the Venezuelan presidential palace continued in a New York courtroom today. Good evening, I'm Steve Eager.
Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes. Maduro and his wife both told a federal judge that they are not guilty of the federal charges they're indicted on that could put them behind bars for life. Fox 4's Sean Rabb in studio with the latest. Sean.
Yeah, Maduro greeted reporters in the courtroom with a Happy New Year before telling the court, quote, "I am innocent. I am not guilty. I'm a decent man, the president of my country." Nicolas Maduro and wife Celia Flores in jailhouse jumpsuits wearing headsets as the proceedings were translated from English to Spanish, both entering not guilty pleas through an interpreter. The pair, escorted by DEA agents from a holding facility in Brooklyn where they'd been since the weekend capture by U.S. military and federal agents. Maduro's charged with conspiracy and federal drug trafficking and weapons charges. His attorneys plan to challenge the arrest and argue he's a sovereign leader with diplomatic immunity. Constitutional law attorney David Cole.
Our State Department has consistently not recognized him as the winner of a legitimate election in Venezuela. And the activity he's being charged with, which is running a drug ring or being a conspirator in a drug ring, is obviously not something that's appropriate behavior for any government to be engaged in.
As Maduro left that federal courtroom, a man who told reporters he'd been imprisoned by the regime called Maduro in Spanish an illegitimate president. Maduro responded in Spanish, "I am a kidnapped president. I am a prisoner of war."
I remain deeply concerned that rules of international law have not been respected with regard to the 3 January military action.
Most of the 15 members of the UN Security Council in an emergency meeting either condemned or criticized the U.S. military-led arrest of Maduro and his wife. Venezuela's ambassador describing the damage to the country and calling what happened a crime,
which included bombing of our territory, the loss of civilian and military lives, the destruction of civilian infrastructure, essential infrastructure, and the kidnapping of the constitutional president of the republic.
The U.S. ambassador telling the countries of the world this was a specific law enforcement operation.
Colleagues, Maduro is not just an indicted drug trafficker. He was an illegitimate so-called president. He was not a head of state.
No decisions were made about formal resolutions or any action against the U.S. by the United Nations.
Is the UN really going to do something major against the government of the U.S.? I suspect it's probably unlikely, even if there are a lot of hard feelings and some actions at the national levels. The ultimate question is going to be, what are you going to do about it? If you're China or you're Russia or you're whatever country that recognizes Mr. Maduro as a legitimate leader, are you going to impose sanctions on the American leadership? Are you going to cut off trade with the United States?
And David Cole says he doubts that will happen. There was no discussion of bail for either today, and don't expect that will happen as well. Attorneys for Celia Flores told the judge she has medical issues that need to be addressed. Next court date, March 17th.
All right, Sean Rabb in studio. Thank you.
All right.